Hey everybody, Adam from High Desert Hollow here, coming to you from inside the kitchen, working on it today. It was pretty nice weather. I got some stuff done outside that needed to be done, but today it's rainy and nasty, so we're doing more stuff inside. As you can tell by the layout of the cabinets, I kind of changed my mind. Originally we were going to have the stove here, and I put the video out of rearranging cabinets. Well, I had to rearrange the cabinets again because I decided to go through the trouble of rerouting the plumbing and moving the sink in front of the window and putting the stove down where the sink was at. All the infrastructure's done there, but now we're getting ready to open up the wall where the window was at and get that cleaned out. So what we got going right here behind me is I actually reframed the wall. We had studs here. I had to re-anchor the wall, put a new, reframe the whole bottom. I did that when I moved the cabinets. And it's actually anchored to the original rock wall now. So the furred out portion's anchored to that. Got the studs cleared out that were in front of the window here. What we're going to do is we're going to pull out this OSB right here behind and see what's behind it. See what kind of rough opening space we're going to be able to get to work with. Whether or not I need to take out more window framing, and not sure what we're going to find. So we're going to see what we got and to be able to see what we have to build on and build from. All right, everybody, got the OSB off. Looks like what we've got is they framed it in, just looking like 2x4. We've got a couple layers. Yeah, there's a couple layers of, looks like R19. Yep, R19 insulation, which is good. That was definitely helping with us keeping them warmer in here while they had it blocked off. But now we're going to open it up and put a better window in there. So I got the insulation out. It looks like what we got is just a 2x4 roughed in area where they had to fasten that OSB to and hold the insulation in. Looks like at one time, where they boarded up the window originally, they did like they did in the other two spots. They made shelves out of it at one point. When they furred out the wall, they wanted to block it off completely. We're just going to open it back up. We're just get the 2x4s taken out, and then we'll kind of go on the outside and kind of take a look at what we got out there. Hopefully it's not raining too hard on us while we're out. The nails taken out. I think we're about ready to remove everything except for the exterior. Then we'll end up going outside to double check that. So here we go. Alright, that's with the 2x4s out. So let's go outside and take a look at what we got. Alright everybody, we're here on the outside now. We got a little bit of a break in the rainstorms coming through today. As you can see behind me, that's the window, but I've got this old fence where they used a hot tub behind that we're going to be removing to open up the patio anyways. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take down all of this so I can have better access to that. So follow along as I do that. We'll probably speed it up just a little bit so it goes a little bit quicker for you. Alright everybody, welcome back. Hey, it's the next day. I got rained out yesterday. As soon as I got the fence tore down, we had another big storm come through, and then it was too dark to film, so we decided to wait. Gave me time to run to town, got some other errands run, but now we're back out here getting back to work. So, I'm ready though at this point. We're going to take out the exterior plywood. I got some other 2x4 framing here. I'm looking at this, and I was planning on taking out everything, but the existing framing, it's the exact size I need for the rough end for the window. It's in great shape. It's not rotted at all. Everything's been protected really well. So I'm probably going to reutilize it. We'll look at it real close after we get everything torn out and get ready to put the window in. But I don't see a lot of reason to tear it out and to put this same exact thing back in there. So that's good. That'll save me a whole step. So we're getting ready to. We're going to take this out and move forward from there. All right, everybody, so there it is. Got the plywood out, we got the 2x4s out. Now I've got the original 2x6 here that they used to rough in the window inside the rock itself. We're going to leave that. I did check it out. Everything looks really good. The only thing I'm going to have to do is the window we got is 30 inches, which is the width we need, but it's only 48, and I've got 51 and a half here. So I'm going to have to frame this down a little bit or frame it up. I'm probably going to frame it up from the bottom, actually. That way everything will still fit that way, and we'll have to put some trim on that to make it work right. But everything else is looking really, really good. We got some cleanup work to do and go from there. So I'm going to start measuring some stuff out, getting the rough opening exactly where I need it to be, and we'll move forward. All right, so what we've got a rough opening that's 30 inches by 52 and a half inches, and the closest window I could get without having to special order one was 30 inches by 48 inches. So to make up that difference, what I've done is I've taken and I put in a 2x6 at the top, 30 inches wide, to bring it down, which actually is good because it'll allow for trim on the inside and the brick molding trim on the outside. And what we've got for the inside is I've got three pieces. I've got a piece of 1/2 inch hardwood plywood here that's 30 inches wide. I've got a 2x4 that I ripped down to 3 inches that's 30 inches. And I've got another 2x6 that's, well, it's 5.5 by 30 inches. What I'm going to do is we're going to take this 2x4 that I ripped down, we're going to put it on the outside and flush it up on the outside. And what that'll do is it'll allow for this plywood to be flush on the inside, which actually bridges this, makes it perfect. You can see right there, nice and level. I'm just going to push it in so it's flush on the inside so we don't have any gap on the inside. I'd rather have it in between. And then what I'll do is I'll put this other next 2x6 right there on top, fastening it all together. I'll fasten the 2x4 down and then put the 2x6 in and then get this piece of plywood where I need it, and then I'll use long 3-inch screws and go through the whole thing into the 2x4 and into the old existing windowsill, and that'll give me my rough opening of 30 by 48, which will allow for the window to go in. We'll be able to get it installed and have our view out here into the backyard. So we'll go from there, and I'm just going to go through it as you guys can just follow along as I put it in. What I've done too on this 2x4 is I did pre-drill some holes in it. That way we didn't have any splitting out or anything like that. Make sure it's flush on the outside. So now I'm not going to put this piece of plywood in all the way because I want to be able to tap it up so it's flush with this 2x6. Get that kind of tapped in. Get my trusty old beat up hammer, seat it down nice and snug, flush on the outside. Now what I'll do, I'm just going to kind of tap this in from the inside, a little bit at a time. It looks decent here. So let's put a screw at, I'll put one at 16. 24, 6. All right? Am I thinking right? Yeah, that works. And then I'm going to put one an inch in from either side, just to, an inch and a half, just to make sure it's not going anywhere. I want this anchored in nice and tight. So want this one to fall at about 1.25 inches. So it's right in the middle of that rip down 2x we're going to bring in right at the inch mark. Alright, there's that. Now what I'm going to do, I'll put a little bit bigger bit in, that way I can countersink some of these heads, because these ones on the inside I'm going to have to fill in and cover, because that's going to be on the inside of the window. There we go. Alright. Everything's still good there. Get some of my screws out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm only going to get probably the ones on the here in the middle set, and then we'll go back and make sure everything's still where we want it. That's where it needs to be. Now I'll finish just going through and putting in the rest of them. Alright guys, so we've got the base end, the top end, as you can see right there. We got 48 on that side. I think we're just right at 48 on this side. And we should still be 30 inches wide. So that's the exact rough opening we need for the window. These windows, the reason why I'm doing the rough opening 30 by 48, because the window sold as a 30 by 48, they actually downsized the window by 1/2 inch, so it should just plop right into this spot. And what we'll do is we'll silicone the outside edges of it, use screws to fasten it in, and then we'll have to trim it out. So, yeah, we should be getting real close, which is good because it's only about 45 degrees outside right now, and it's we got a big hole in the wall.